So, my wife, this beautiful lady here, she created a Christmas tree pattern, and I think you did a video on it. Oh yeah, it's right behind us. And someone in the comments of that video had mentioned it would look really...
Chris from So the Distance.
It was Chris at So the Distance. Chris, mentioned it would look really good in blue colors. So, and I completely agree with Chris. And we have some really cool blue Christmas fabric. So I am going to be making the quilt behind us, but in blues and whites and grays, because I think it'll look really cool, and I like blues and whites. So I'm going to be cutting the fabric for that during this live while I talk and chat with all of you.
So, if you remember a bunch of lives ago, he started a different quilt and was sewing it. So as a true crafter, he has multiple projects going now.
That's true. That is true. I figure if I'm going to get into the crafting, I might as well just go right in and dive,
Have a bunch of UFOs.
I don't know what that means.
Unfinished objects.
Why would you call them objects?
Objects.
Why would you call them objects?
I don't know. I think that's what UFO means.
Well, unidentified flying object. Now it's called UAP.
Unfinished.
Unidentified aerial
It's just
phenomenon.
to have fun with it.
Okay. If you say so. I don't like it when things don't make as much sense as they should.
So, if you can see, you should be able to see pretty well his fabric here. It's like a white and gray with a tree motif. So he's going to be putting that where
yes,
this tree is in the center. And then this blue is essentially going to be where all of the greens are on mine.
Correct. And then I've got some assorted whites, grays, light blues for the piano key border and...
And if I cut the correct fabric that he told me, this is going to be where the reds are on mine.
It is now. I honestly don't remember. I just remember liking those colors, but I don't honestly remember. The only ones I remember were the white and blue, being the green and the red.
Yeah. I did what I thought we talked about. I got stuff ready.
Oh, that'd be fun, Luane. It'd be like bar prep all again. Here are all the terms you need to know. You need to know what they mean and how they're used.
So anyway, if you like that quilt and you haven't watched the video, it is, I think, 2 videos ago, so it's pretty recent, and I have a free PDF pattern for it available as well. Just make sure if you go too far down, you won't be able to see or you can use another ruler. Double ruler.
I'm not about that life.
Oh, wow. So, Moldy Lasagna lives in Florida. Or lived.
Yeah,
lives, I don't know.
I think he was saying he moved to Central Illinois for some unknown reason.
So, I lived you lived in Tampa too some, but...
Yeah, I did. We could together collectively.
But I lived there first, and then I moved to California, and then we moved back to Tampa for a bit. So, I liked that area. I liked that area better than here.
Oh, that's an interesting one, Sean. I like that. So Sean said, have Matt try to guess what the different terms mean.
I don't know if I could come up with a lot. Like, I'm not good with that kind of stuff, just coming up. Okay, let me think.
Well, Sean...
What is WOF?
With the fabric. Okay. I know that one. Sewing with Luane wants to know if I know what a fart is. F-A-R-T. Yes, I do, but probably not the one you're thinking, and probably...
I don't know if it's sewing related either. I don't know that one. First cut.
Well, take a second one, because
Oh, yeah, you did square it up.
Yeah.
What is an HST?
Half square triangle. Yes! But I only know that because of the trim locks.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
So, okay, so let's see. I've got So I don't know if you guys can see this, but this will be so on the wife's tree, or on the wife's quilt, she has this tree here with all the pretty lights on it, which is cool. Mine won't have that, but I am using this fabric, which if you can see, has some cool trees on it, which is why I chose it. So I think it'll look fun.
So what he's gonna have fun with is he is very particular about things. I am not like that. I'm fine with how things come together. I'm fine if points don't meet and all that. But I think he might not like with this directional fabric what happens with it.
What the hell does that mean?
This is direct. All the trees are going up, right?
Yes.
Well, when you put it on there with the half square triangles, they may not be going upright with how they're positioned.
We'll figure it out. I'll make it work.
Kiki just noticed your beard.
You mean the lack of the beard? So here's a question, and this shows you why I'm a total noob at this. So I've got my fabric here, right, babe?
Mm-hmm.
And just so you can all make fun of me, at the end of the fabric here, there's all these little fluffies.
It's a selvage.
Yeah, fluffies.
Well, you want to cut it off.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So I just cut this off before I do my measurements.
Do your
right?
measurements,
okay.
yeah. Because you don't want those little holes and that stuff messing
No,
up.
I don't, but I wanted to make sure, because I didn't want to be silly. But fluffy sounds better than selvage, so we're going with that.
Here, use the shorter one.
Oh, thank you. I was wondering where it was, but...
Right there.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet.
I know.
Okay. Now I should do the other end too, huh?
Well, you're going to cut going in that direction,
yeah,
so...
that's true.
So what was our first little question? I don't remember.
Go ahead.
What... So, since we're past Halloween, what dish has to be on your Thanksgiving table? For me, I have to have a really good stuffing, I think.
That's a reasonable answer.
I just feel like, because I can eat it with everything. Like, I like to put some cranberry sauce with the stuffing. I like to mix it with different things on the plate. I like to eat it with the turkey. So, that for me needs to be...
I feel like you should know this answer for me.
Turkey? No. I think you like green bean casserole a lot.
I do, but that's still not it, baby.
What the heck would it be then?
Seriously? Like, this should be the easiest question.
It probably, like, once you say it, I'm going to be like, yes.
4.5. Oh, no. This would be 4.5 by 4.5. That would be bad. Pumpkin pie, babe.
Oh, I wasn't thinking dessert. I wasn't thinking desserts. You should use the trim lock to cut your 4.5 inch.
I was going to do the 4.5 by 8.5.
Oh, because you're going in order.
I'm being silly.
Oh, you don't even need a 4. Oh, you do need 4.5 inch squares.
Yeah. Mac and cheese is delicious. So I love mac and cheese. I've just never been one who has that at Thanksgiving. I know apparently it's a thing, but it's just never been...
Well, I don't know if Christina's in the chat. So Christina's my best friend. Sometimes she gets on here. They always have deviled eggs on their Thanksgiving table, which we never did that, but...
That's weird.
Gypsy stuffed cabbage called. I don't know how to say that. But I like cabbage.
I like... Well, you love sauerkraut.
Yeah.
I'm okay with cabbage. Like, it's not my favorite.
It does not smell great while it's cooking, though.
No. Someone said corn... There's something here. Oh, corn pudding. I love corn pudding.
I do, too. I just like corn. And our favorite restaurant around here puts corn in so many other dishes. And a lot of them are unexpected. Like, I wouldn't think... they put corn in their Caesar salad, which sounds really weird. And when I first ordered it, I thought it sounded really weird, but it is really good.
Amy says her family has deviled eggs, and it's weird to her. So Danelle, for our topics, we really so at night when we're just laying in bed talking, we randomly come up with topics to talk about. sometimes just between us, and then we're like, oh, that would be a fun one to talk with people about. Like,
So I have like a list on my phone of stuff that we're like, hey, we should put that on our topics list. And then some of them I've looked up. Like, you can just search kind of ideas, like, what are they called? I don't even remember what it's called now. Like,
sorry, I don't mean to be intruding in your space. No, it's just like deep topics for conversations or something like that.
I can't remember what I searched, but it was like, what is it, like nerve buster? I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about icebreakers?
Yeah, there you go.
Nerve busters.
It was a long day. You know it was a long day.
Yeah. That's funny. Nerve busters.
I don't know. That should be it now.
We're going to call them nerve busters.
That should be what it's called.
Any of you out there who are managers or have a team,
that'll break it for it.
At your next meeting, do nerve busters, where you make everyone tell you it's an icebreaker, but we just call it a nerve buster instead.
Is turducken like where you put a turkey in a duck or a duck in a turkey? I don't know.
No, turducken is a chicken and a duck and a turkey.
Okay.
Although I think...
That's too much. How do you make sure they're all cooked properly?
I don't know the answer to that one. I don't know the answer. I have never had turducken. I've seen them, but I'm not a huge fan of duck, so I wouldn't generally eat one.
I really like deviled eggs too. I just never thought of, but I mean, I guess if you had a really big gathering, then it makes sense because you'd kind of have stuff out as appetizers and stuff, but usually it's just us, so.
Yeah. Okay, so this needs to be 16 and a half. Are you just going to watch me this whole time?
What do you want me to do?
No, I'm fine. I just wasn't sure if you had a project you were going to work on.
There's not enough room. You're taking up the whole space.
Oh, my.
I just have to monitor that you're doing it right. Yeah. Are you cutting the right amount of each one?
I sure hope so. I mean, this looks right.
What are you cutting right now?
16 and a half.
Oh. So you need 2 of those?
Oh, I do? Yeah, so I got one 4.5 by 8.5, one 4.5. Okay, so I need 2 of these. That's fine. I just want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. Okay, so I need another one of those.
I don't know why you do. Maybe I misprinted. Doesn't look like you need to.
It doesn't, right? But...
Yeah, you only need 1. So can you edit that so I can fix it?
Yeah. Do you have a red pen?
No.
I can't edit without a red pen. Oh, what's that? That's red.
So if you printed out this pattern, you don't need to cut.
This is live TV, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, just 1. And then you need to put quotation marks there. Yeah, you don't even show one. What are you doing here?
That's 1.
I know. Where's the other one?
Well, these are stacked.
No, but I'm saying, like, clearly you only have 1.
Mm-hmm.
On YouTube called Scott Raid. He makes a 15 bird turducken. What the heck is going on with that?
What do you put in there?
15 birds.
But which, like, all the same ones?
I don't know. Like, those are some big birds, though.
Emu. Are these on people's Thanksgiving, or is this just gone sideways?
I think we've gone crazy. I'm trying to see. So, okay, Sean, you say you slow cook your turkey. What does that mean? Like, do you roast it? Do you smoke it? Do you, like, I don't know, what is slow cooking a turducken? Or do you just, like, throw it in, like, a crock pot and let it cook? I'm curious how that works. Mary Ann says, regarding the 15-bird turducken, what's the last bird, a parakeet? A hummingbird.
That's what I was thinking. Like, how would you... Unless they're, like, I don't know.
Have a good night, Danelle. Have fun with family time. Okay, so I only need one of those. Where did my...
What?
Oh, that's my 16-inch. Okay, so we're good there. So I did those. So now I need 5 5-inch squares and 2 4.5-inch squares. Can you hook me up with the 4.5-inch trim lock, please? Emu is delicious. So, Sean, I'm sorry, you've never had emu? How's that work?
Who wants to have emu?
It's good stuff. So is ostrich, by the way. Ostrich is really good.
You know I can't eat those different kind of things. I won't even eat the quail at that restaurant.
I know, which makes no sense because it is the best quail.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to just go around eating quail.
Why not?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
Did you mess up your cuts?
Yeah, I didn't cut these at 4.5 inches.
What'd you cut them at?
4 3/8. Mother, son of a gun.
I told you double ruler.
No.
You hoping that one's right?
I know it's not. Son of a biscuit. Okay. Well, let me have the double ruler thing. See, folks, this is why I should listen to my wife, because if I don't, I mess up, and then I have to start all over again.
Do you remember how to use the two? Okay. It's been a while since you cut.
It has been. God, it's so frustrating. Like, I wouldn't care if this were ugly fabric, but the fact that it's such a beautiful fabric, I just wasted a whole bunch of it.
Linda, see? She said you need to have another ruler to measure, not the mat.
I'm not going to make that mistake again. Just so frustrating to waste such pretty fabric.
They're not going to be wasted because I have another project that I can use these in.
Partridge is tasty. I've had that. I'm not a huge fan of lamb or goat. They just have a weird sort of mealy consistency. I know that's not true. I don't mind lamb when it's in like a gyro. Although I like to call them gyros because we don't say gyroscope or gyrocopter. Like it's the only word. It's the only Greek derived word that starts with gyro that we don't pronounce with a soft G. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of those.
Sean said.
Well, Sean, I did measure twice. I apparently just measured wrong.
But he also said always listen to your wife.
That's the better one.
Curry is just so good in general. I think curry could make anything taste. Oh, that's true.
I like Thai curry and I like Asian. Well, other.
That green curry you made was so good.
Yes, I do. I do make a good curry.
Don't use the mat on this cut either.
This is just the.
I know, but I'm saying
fuzzies.
You can use this to do the cuts the other way, like to measure out.
Yeah,
the
but can I just?
Yes.
Okay. Are you sure? Because it doesn't sound like you.
I'm just trying to help. You spent all that time measuring those out.
And doing it wrong. Yeah, okay, so I got to start back at the top. 4.5 inches by 8.5 inches. So 23.5.
Those trees are so pretty, though. I like the background texture in it.
So do I. This wasn't one of our questions, but I am curious because I have seen very different versions everywhere I've lived. So what is everyone's favorite Thanksgiving dessert?
Do you want to double check?
Oh my God, seriously? What is everyone's... Oh, hi, Tanisha. Welcome to the show.
I hope you've watched some of my other videos before being on the live first, because I promise they're usually much more structured. This is more for fun.
There.
Was it right?
It was close. It was a little bit off, actually. So it's better that I did the ruler.
Yeah. Ooh, pecan pie. I love pecan pie.
Yeah, apple pie, pecan pie, pavlova, sweet potato pie.
I have never had a sweet potato pie. Have you?
You're from the South. What's wrong with you?
But, so, I may have grown up in the South, but none of my family was, like, from the South. They're all from Minnesota and California, so.
12 and a half. I'm going to make you one this.
I love baklava. Oh, baklava's so good.
I do like baklava. I'm going to make you sweet potato pie this Thanksgiving. Just because you've never had one.
You've had one?
Yeah, who hasn't?
I just think that's because you grew up in California. I'm just surprised you've had one.
Well. But I'm cultured.
That's not true. I'm not.
What are we doing here? 12 and a half.
I don't know. The same cuts you did before.
Yeah, well, I did them wrong, so I don't want to do the same ones.
Fireball pecan pie.
Ooh, now that sounds interesting and spicy.
Coconut cream. You like coconut cream.
I do like I like most cream pies. I think they're tasty.
Sweet potato. Another one for sweet potato pie. And then someone said they found sweet potato pie boring. They like pumpkin more. I'd imagine pumpkin you can get more flavor in it.
Pumpkin pie?
Yeah, than in sweet potato. But I feel like they would probably be somewhat similar.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think a lot of it
texture.
is just... I'm going to cut this off.
So what cut are you getting now? The 4s?
Yeah, I'm doing the 4.5, so I need to do the 16.5.
So if anyone is hopping in, what he is cutting fabric for is the quilt in the background here. He's just doing them in blues, whites, and grays. But it's the same design. If you are interested in that quilt pattern, it is free on my channel.
What did I say? 16.5?
I am with Luane. I love cheesecake. Absolutely love cheesecake.
I do too. I've never actually had it as a Thanksgiving dessert, though.
Yeah, but dessert is dessert.
I agree with that. Cheesecake Factory around the holidays has a good pumpkin pie cheesecake.
Mm.
Or I think they call it a pumpkin cheesecake, but it's really good. 16.5. Yep, there we go. Oops. Where's the small one? There it is. Okay.
Back on track?
Hopefully. Even though your instructions are wrong.
They are. I apologize to anyone who started cutting these. I will fix it. Help me remember to fix it tonight.
Okay, well, I've made the red lines on the...
So, Amy, I also am not that big into pumpkin. Pumpkin pie is definitely not my favorite dessert for Thanksgiving. I think it's okay. If it's the only dessert there and I want dessert, I can eat it. But if I'm going to have pumpkin anything, it would need to be like a pumpkin, like bread or something like that. I don't know. The texture of pumpkin pie for me is just...
Is off?
Yeah, but I don't like puddings and stuff like that. So, Jell-O, none of that stuff.
Yeah, you don't. And you like your scrambled eggs. Oh, I can't. Yeah, I need the ambidextrous one so I can cut with both hands.
I think it's the red one in there. The blade, I can change the blade if it's not.
Okay. Yeah, so sort of off topic, and I probably should close this before I start waving my hands around. So she has some weird texture issues with food. So I like my scrambled eggs.
Oh my
I don't like
gosh.
scrambled eggs all that much. I prefer runny, over easy or sunny side up eggs. And I
like
love
mine
poached
cooked to
eggs. Yeah. So when I have scrambled eggs, they're still runny in a sense. She needs to cook her egg. Her scrambled eggs get cooked about 5 minutes longer than mine, and I can't do it because it's like chewing on rubber. It's like, what are you doing here?
It's very tasty rubber, though.
No.
Is that blade fine, or do you?
Nope.
All right. Can you give me the little container and I'll change it for you?
Yeah. Where's the?
It's right there.
Someone said ew at my... I'm guessing she's saying ew because I like runny eggs. That's fine, Amy. Everyone's allowed to have their opinion, even if it's wrong.
I need my trash blade container.
Okay. So I actually think this is a really good mat. It's made by Olfa, and I love all their stuff. It's accurate. I think I just was not paying attention, which is unfortunate because it would have been fine. Like, this measures out exactly as it should, so I assume that the mat is accurate, and it was just me being stupid, which happens quite a bit. So, Alexandra doesn't even like runny scrambled eggs. So, like, I can't be in the minority here. Like,
they're not good that way.
That's the only way to get flavor in them. Otherwise, they become like brown rubber bits that no one wants. It's like the stuff at kids' playgrounds.
That's why you put like green onions in them and stuff.
Yeah, I don't need to flavor my eggs because they taste amazing with the runniness.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they're amazing that way. That's why I can almost never order eggs at a restaurant because they never make them the right way. Because they kill them. They cook them to death. I'm not about that life. Okay, so I got two. How many of these do I need?
Who knows?
Two 4.5 inch squares. Okay. So I'm done with the 4.5s.
So you just need 5 inch now?
Yeah, so I need a 5 inch square.
And a cake.
I like that line. That's hilarious.
I'm going to put these on here so you don't actually accidentally
cut them again
through them.
Well, I need more drink anyway. So, runny eggs are great with grits. See, I don't actually like grits. The only time I like grits is when they are...
Polenta.
Yeah. And then, even then, only with a bunch of cheese and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. Oh, I need the 5 inch, not the 4.5 inch. I have screwed up again.
I don't have a 5 inch.
What?
We haven't had time to make me one. Do you want me to make you a 5 inch one real quick?
I mean, I can do it real quick. Do we...
Yeah. I'll get it. You entertain. Right.
So I need to cut 5 5-inch squares, and although we sell a product for this very purpose, we apparently don't have one for ourselves. So my wife's going to make one right now to make my life easier because I'm... Well, do you want me to make it, babe? Since
you can put the handle on. I'll get everything else ready.
Yeah.
You like the red one, right?
The red, yes, I do.
What's our next topic? Oh, favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah, I don't know. So, Terry, I like to live on the edge. If you give me salmonella and it's my fault because I told you to cook them, that's on me. I'm not going to go and complain. I understand that I may be in the minority in that in today's completely litigious society, but the only time I get mad is if, from a food poisoning perspective is if they, serve you uncooked chicken, right? Like chicken tartare or something like that. That's a problem. But then I also wouldn't eat it either. So... yeah. What the heck is a spider sandwich? I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, here we go. Father grew up in Baltimore. Soft shell crab with the legs on the crab. That's hilarious. Oh, okay. We got our first Die Hard as a Christmas movie.
That's gonna be our debate topic too.
Rebel Row, I'm all with you. That is clearly the first and the second one are definitely Christmas movies. The rest are not.
In Becca's last live, that came up like Christmas movies and Die Hard as a Christmas movie, and she's very much against it being a
Becca
Christmas.
is?
Yeah. There was a few other people in the chat too. I really like And I said in her chat, like, that I like that Violent Night movie.
Oh, yeah.
And it kind of reminds me along the lines of, like, Die Hard and all that. It's like a mixture of Die Hard and Home Alone. But it doesn't put me in the Christmas spirit, though. Like... But I really liked that movie.
Really? Even at the end of Die Hard, when everyone... Like, not
no,
everyone...
I'm talking about Violent Night.
Oh, Violent Night. I'm sorry.
It doesn't put me in, like...
The Family Stone is a good one. It's a good movie. It's not one of my favorites. Home Alone. So
I kind of like the second one better than the first one.
Home Alone 2.
Yeah, but I also like the new Home Alone, surprisingly.
The fifth one with
I don't
the
know
sixth
that
one,
kid
whatever it is. Yeah, it's funny.
It's the one on the Disney Network
Disney
thing.
Plus.
Yeah.
Gremlins. I have not seen Gremlins in probably 35 years, so I honestly don't remember if it's a Christmas movie. I don't think it's a Christmas movie. I could be wrong.
Ooh, is The Holiday the one with... What's her name?
Oh, it's the one with Queen Latifah.
That's The Last Holiday.
Oh.
Which is also a good movie.
I think that is The Holiday the one with...
Cameron Diaz. And,
yeah, Cameron Diaz and what's her name?
Yeah, you like
Rose
that one a
from
lot.
Titanic. I do love that movie. You don't like it, though.
I like it. It just makes me fall asleep because it's really slow.
But it's got Christmas fettuccine. Who doesn't like Christmas fettuccine? Oops. 1 5-inch square.
How many do you need?
5.
You're going to be there a while.
Yeah.
What is my favorite one?
Thank you, Brenda. Sunny side up. At least we got someone who's not horribly against.
The Christmas Chronicles might be up there with one of my... I really like
I do like the Christmas Chronicles. Love Actually is a good one. I know Sewing with Wayne. Sean, you're here right now. How do we get rid of the ads on lives? Because I know
sent me screenshots.
Then why didn't you fix it?
I tried.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's a.
White Christmas. I don't know if I've watched that one. I don't know how you... Why don't you twist it? That's what that whole thing's for.
Well, because it's like a big piece. Because then I didn't get it right. I'm a clown. Is that 2 now?
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought I had 3 already. Let's make it easier on me.
It is really a struggle watching you cut these.
You know what? Like,
You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. I'm going to put this away because it's in your way.
This is a foreign effort for me, so I don't. Stop making fun of me.
That's encouragement.
That's encouragement?
Yeah.
I just bopped this because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I'm not very good at cutting stuff. Fabric, at least. I'm good at cutting other things. But apparently fabric and I are not the best of friends. A Christmas Carol read by Jim Dale. I don't know who Jim Dale is, but I love audiobooks, but, you know. So one of my favorite series is Robert Ludlum's The Bourne trilogy. And I love reading the book. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to download it and listen to it on audiobook. And I got literally 5 seconds. And I bought the trilogy, right? So I spent, whatever, $30. And it was a stupid... I shouldn't have done it because they give you a preview feature, but I decided to buy it. I literally get in 5 seconds into the book and I have to turn it off because whoever was narrating it was so bad, I couldn't listen to it. It completely ruined it for me. So, beware. Next time you go to buy an audiobook, listen to the free preview to make sure you can stand whoever the not the author, but the narrator is. Serendipity. That's a Christmas movie? I've never seen it, but I see it on Amazon Prime all the time when we're trying to find a movie. I didn't realize it was a Christmas movie.
I feel like I've watched it a while ago. I remember it being good.
Thanks, Alexandra. You just don't like runny eggs, and you're taking it out on me through this mean comment.
National Lampoon's Christmas is good.
That is a good one. It's a Wonderful Life. You know, I'll be honest, I don't really like It's a Wonderful Life.
I have not watched it.
The only time I ever watch It's a Wonderful Life is in Home Alone 2, I believe. Because it's on the television when the kids are like stranded somewhere and it's in Spanish.
It's in another movie we watch. It's in well, Friends, they mention it.
Do they?
Yeah. Because they tell Phoebe because Phoebe finds out that her mom doesn't play through all the scary parts
that's
of
right.
the movies. And she sees Old Yeller get shot at the end and freaks out. And then she watches a whole bunch of other movies to find
what else she's missed out on.
Yeah, and I think it's Monica tells her to watch It's a Wonderful Life. She's like, it's in the title, and then she brings it back, and she's like, it's a sucky life, and all this stuff.
Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I've got.
I think you have all those cut now.
Yes, I do. Yay! Jim Dale is also who's chosen to read all the Harry Potter books. For some reason, I thought maybe they have different versions, but I feel like there was someone else who narrated the Harry Potter books that kids used to listen to.
I remember really liking who did the Harry Potter books.
Yeah, I don't think it was Jim Dale, but I could be wrong. I thought it was someone else, and I can't think of their name right now. The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Oh, Melissa says it's in Home Alone 1 and 2. Okay, babe, you take over. I'm thirsty, so I need to get more tea.
What am I taking? Like you're cutting? Or you
whatever I'm doing next.
Okay.
Because I did the tree part.
Yeah, so I'm cutting all the rest for the pattern.
You can do the green. You can do the green cutting, so I can pay more attention to the chat.
Okay, that's why.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'm in charge of cutting now. So like I said, this blue is going to be everywhere that there is green on the quilt. So get these cut. And I'm hoping that in the next live he can start sewing this. Hopefully we'll have everything cut for it.
I just need more tea. I'm so thirsty.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't drink a lot today because I was out so much.
You're busy.
Yeah.
So couldn't really come up with like a really good like serious topic for this this week's live. I feel like it's so hard to think of a serious topic outside of doing like religion and politics, which we don't want to do. So we thought that we'd keep the holiday theme. So this week's serious topic is, when do you start decorating for Christmas, if you decorate? Because I know a lot of people think some things are too early, and we usually, I've kind of snuck in getting earlier and earlier each year, but we used to try to stick really close to, we start decorating either on Thanksgiving Day or the day after is when we'll decorate.
We used to, so.
But I honestly would have stuff up now. He tries to keep me in check, though.
I try. I'm going to address some comments. So.
Okay.
So Amy, thank you for that. So Stephen Fry is the one who voices the audiobooks that we have. That's who I was trying to think of.
Oh,
I just
okay.
couldn't think of his name. So apparently we must have had the British.
Well, I purchased them a long time ago, though.
Yeah.
They may have different versions.
Thank you, Alexandra, for the compliment on the haircut and beard. It still doesn't make up for the fact that you don't like runny eggs. But
his haircut is really good. He just got it cut today.
Yeah, so it was my day sort of.
I thought he was dead.
So I had to go drop off some packages for orders, and that usually takes a while because we live in the middle of nowhere, so it takes 45 minutes just to get to the UPS store. And then right as I got there, one of my best friends called me, and he wanted some legal advice, so that took about 30 minutes, and I was in the car for that because I didn't want to get out. So now I'm already 30 minutes behind. And then I realized that I really needed a haircut, and the place that I used to go, I don't go to anymore because my son and I would go together, and the person who cut his hair is no longer there, and he just didn't want to go there anymore. So I was like, okay, where can I find a new place? And the town next over from us it used to be a small town. It used to only have like 4,000 people, and now it's huge, but they still have a tiny downtown. And I found a hair place there, and it was a barber shop. And I'm like, okay, great. I love barber shops. So I went in, walked in, they took me right away, but it's like the old school barbershop where you're in there for an hour, and like I get a buzz cut, so it doesn't take an hour. But we were just talking sports, and like it was just a great experience. It's just it took a lot longer. Normally my haircuts take 10 minutes, so I'm already running an hour and a half behind at this point, and my wife texts me literally as I'm walking out, and she's like, "Where are you?" Because I had been gone for like 3 hours at that point. So
I was like, I know that we had a lot of work to do today, but I didn't think you were just going to leave.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Oh, okay. So Candace, the fabric that we are using is called Scandinavian Winter, and it is by McKay Manor Musers for Clothworks. I think it's a 2-year-old fabric, so I don't know how much of it is still out there in the world. I think we may still have some.
I have some in my shop still,
okay.
Our shop.
Yeah, get it right. But yeah, it's a beautiful fabric, and it comes in the white and the gray, and we've got a whole bunch of others back here. But when we bought it initially a couple of years ago, it was like, oh, this is going to be so awesome to make stuff with.
I don't like it that way
because it's pretty. Yeah, a lot of people saying after Thanksgiving, day after Thanksgiving, Saturday after Thanksgiving. Oh, hey, Jane. Yeah, we are on the wrong side. Normally it's the other. I think we're back to normal because I'm usually on the right.
I don't know.
In that. So, after Thanksgiving, but usually with the daughter away at college. Okay, we get that.
I think in the shop, if you do like this fabric, I think I have some fat quarter bundles of it that I bundled up together. And then there's yardage as well, but there might not be a lot anymore. They also had a really cute panel. I think I have some of those.
And they have some good flannel too. Which is what I'm going to put on the back of this. Is I'm going to put flannel on it so I can have it as a nice cuddly Christmas movie quilt. Because I like Christmas quilts.
I like that peppermint one that I made. I haven't got that out yet.
Yeah, where is it?
Well, it's packed up.
Oh.
Since it's so dark up, like out, there's like a weird glare from the light on here.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a Texas thing or a Houston thing in particular, but we've lived all over the country. And I would say there's always people who decorate for Christmas in October, the exteriors of their houses. But almost unanimously across the board, everywhere else we have lived, you don't really see mass Christmas decorations until after Thanksgiving. But it's November, 8th or 9th today, and you can drive around. We live in a small town of, 3,500 people. And I'd say half the people here already have their Christmas lights up.
Well, and there was stuff up before
Even for Halloween, yeah. Some people had their Christmas stuff up before Halloween.
So I personally think it's because there's so many people here, and a lot of people in this area hire people to come do that stuff, and they get so booked up you have to get it scheduled earlier. So I think that's why it ends up. I'm going to mark off which ones I've done.
Okay. So, yeah, all of the trees been done. Riley Blake's Hanukkah fabric. That sounds nice. Yeah, so moldy lasagna. When we when we moved here, so our town's unique in that it is we're a private town. There's some weird things under Texas laws how you can form towns and such, but we are a legal private town. So our borders are indicated by a bunch of walls and bricks and fences and such. So the town can never really get larger. And we already have, like, everyone has land, so there's not really anywhere to build. So this town that we live in will never get larger than about 3,500, which is what we are at now. All of our roads are private, which is cool because it means you can't get a ticket if you're speeding. It also means that, like, 18-year-olds and 16-year-olds who have mom and dad's, Corvette are driving around like crazy.
And it also means they can randomly put up speed bumps everywhere.
Yeah. So in order to combat the 16-year-olds who are speeding around, they put these crazy speed bumps everywhere on the roads. And because we're a private town, it means that there are no public regulations. So, like, the speed bumps they put in, like, my wife has a Lexus, and it's not like a low Lexus. It's just a, a Lexus, and it's dangerous for her to go over it. Yeah, it's stupid. So there's pluses and minuses of living in a private town. But when we moved here, the town over next to us is your standard, typical, regular town. It's not a private town. And when we first moved here, there were population 5,000, and now they're at 35,000. There's a huge spike after COVID of people that, came into Texas from a bunch of other states. But it sucks because whereas we were a 3,500 person town next to a 5,000 person town, next to a, 30,000 person town. The 30,000 person town now has 150. And the 5,000 person town now has 35. Katie's
up to almost 1 million now.
Are they seriously?
I thought so.
Yeah, I thought they were in 150. But they very
maybe
well
I'm
could
wrong.
be.
Maybe I thought that one of them by us was up to that.
Sewing with Wayne. It's not really a town HOA. So under Texas law, it's I think it's I forgot what the legal name is, but we are our own legal entity, but it's not an HOA. So I
don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is. But we're responsible for paying for our own police department and our own fire department. Now, what we do is we just contract with the county, and they'll come out and take care of stuff if we need to. But
some parts of it are really good. The town made a really good deal with our water system, or whatever you would call it.
Yeah.
We don't pay a lot for water at all compared to everywhere else around us because stuff has kept going up, and ours has not.
Yeah, we pay $55 a month no matter how much water we use, which is great. Our water bill never changes. That's just what it is.
Okay, do you want me to cut, or do you just want to be able to work on this block next week, or do you want me to cut all of your fabric?
No, let's just leave it there and just chat now, because my wrist hurts. All my work that I was doing, plus this. So moldy lasagna, I would say our town, so everybody has land here, so we're much larger than 1 mile by 1 mile. We're probably...
I don't know, it's pretty large.
4 by 4 miles by 4 miles, 5 miles by 5 miles, something like that. I don't know for sure. But I know we live at the very back near the river. So if we drive through the entire community back to front, it takes about 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I've never tried to drive side to side, but we could. If we go south to north, because we live in the south end, probably take about 15 to 20 minutes to get from the back to the front. So I've never done the math, but it's probably about 5 by 5 miles.
Are you going to sew this block live on
Yeah, I
this
will.
one?
I'm definitely going to sew it. I can wait until next week, although I'd like to get some of it done first. Maybe I can do like a quick 5-minute video, and you can just. No one's going to want to see me sew. That's a stupid idea. Never mind. So maybe I can wait until next week to do it live. The Debt-Free Quilter. I like that name. Hey. I don't know who that is. Do you?
I do, but I can't remember her name because I'm horrible with names.
No, that happens. So, also, not that many of you even care, but I said I would put up the recipe for the tomato sauce. So if you haven't seen it, in the notes of today's live are the ingredients for the rustic tomato sauce that I was taught by my ex-girlfriend's grandmother from Italy. So it's
to come up in another one.
I had to do it. It's going to come up every time now. But it's a great recipe, and it's easy to put together, and it takes just a few minutes. Okay, Heather. The Debt-Free Quilter is Heather.
Thank you. I will try to remember, because I always feel bad. I always forget names.
Excuse me.
And I guess I should ask Moldy Lasagna, if your name is Sean, is it spelled the same, like S-E-A-N, or is it S-H-A-W-N?
I have a student in one of my classes right now who spells it C-H-A-U-N.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. I had to ask him how to pronounce it when I first saw it, because I was like, I don't know. But it's
C-H-A?
C-H-A-U-N. Sean.
Huh.
So...
the things people are doing with names now.
Okay, so he spells it the same way. So Moldy Lasagna / Sean. I have to ask, what is the KDNYMA? Initially, so I used to fly planes, and so I was thinking, maybe it's your tail number, but that's too many letters. And then I was thinking maybe it's like a
You're really old, though.
CB radio.
It could be the tail number now.
Yeah.
They could have had to extend them.
Is it like a CB radio call sign, or is it just a bunch of, like, your cat jumped on the keyboard when you were making up your name?
Oh my goodness, I'm so tired.
Why?
Yeah,
what time did you wake up this morning?
7.
Oh.
I slept in.
I slept in too. I don't know what happened. I slept in way longer than I thought I would.
Sometimes.
Ham radio. Okay. I figured that was probably.
So every morning, not every morning, every Monday through Friday morning, I get up and go for a walk. And because it's 1,000,000 degrees here in Texas, I try to get up and go early so that it isn't too hot out. And sometimes my friend Christina, who actually lives in Florida, we will talk while we both go for a walk in the morning, just chat on the phone. And she texted and called me to see if we want already. You just went and got it, and I was still asleep.
That's what happens when you have friends in different zip codes. Or zip codes.
Well, she's in a different zip code, too.
She is, too. That's right. Okay, so, Sean, when you say your name is... So, it's spelled with an accent on the E, but is it pronounced any differently? I would imagine not, but it's an interesting spelling. So it looks like most people are decorating just after Thanksgiving, either the day after or the Saturday after.
So it wasn't a very controversial question.
No, it really wasn't.
Well, let's dive into politics then.
No, we're not going to do that. I don't even know what all my politics are, so I sure as hell can't start talking about them to everyone else. How warm is it in Texas? Today, I think it got into the high 80s.
So not really. I'm just dramatic. You can ask him. I am very dramatic about temperatures.
Yeah, well, no, so this weekend, our daughter had she had multiple soccer games, but I think on Saturday, it was in the 90s, and then on Sunday, it was in the high 80s, but it was overcast, so it didn't feel so bad.
We had a few nice days last week where it didn't get above the 60s.
Yeah.
And now it's back up in the 80s and 90s.
So
low 90s
it's
at least.
almost 8 o'clock and it's 77 outside. And that's as low as it's going to get today. It'll be back in the 80s tomorrow.
I think it's supposed to start cooling down like the beginning of next week for a little bit again. But did you all hear we had an earthquake here in Texas? We did not feel it.
So let me clarify. Texas is huge and the earthquake was like 15 hours away from us.
I'm just saying that
it's
wild.
actually a different time zone.
It's wild
It
still.
is wild.
And then some chemical plant exploded.
Again? in Houston?
Mm-mm. Well, they'll probably call it Houston because it's like an hour and a half away. So Houston.
Oh, it's Houston.
Shepherd.
I don't know.
I
There's
don't know.
so many towns around here.
Crazy here.
Yeah, Chris, that's the sort of the thing I miss about living in Michigan or the Midwest in general. It's like you could literally have a 90-degree day and then it could be 60 or 50 the day after. And one of the better things about the Midwest also is it may get a high of 90, but it still gets down into like the low 60s at night.
Down,
whereas here in Texas, it'll be 110 during the day and it'll be 85 at night. So there is a reasonable temperature drop. It's 20 some odd degrees, but it's still 85 at night. It's horrible.
I just want to be able to open my window at night this time of year.
I would like to, but you can't. It just doesn't work that way, unfortunately. I wish it did. I can't wait to see this finish because I think it's going to look so good in blue and white.
Well, yeah, I'm still trying to think what I should put on the back of it because I really want to put that fleece, but I think the white fleece might not look great with.
I thought we were going to do like some sort of gold background, or it's yours, but I thought you were going to do some sort of.
I couldn't find anything. All of it looked brown.
Well, we should just go to the store. Yeah, unfortunately, our favorite quilt store, they had planned on closing next week because they're going all online, but on. It was either Halloween night or the night after Halloween. The store that they were next to, which was a Chinese restaurant, they apparently had some sort of fire in the restaurant overnight when no one was there. And it burned the restaurant down, and then it caused a lot of damage to the quilt store because they were right next door. So they had to close, and so they're no longer open. So we couldn't go and look at fabric there.
Yeah, you went over there to drop some stuff off. And I was like, look and see if they have any charm packs. But you couldn't go inside. Yeah, they still had it blocked off.
Blocked off, yeah.
And then I found out that the other quilt shop we like, Quilter's Cottage, I don't know, that sounds like they might have to close too. It sounds like a developer bought that whole strip of stuff and is trying to force everyone out.
Who did?
Some developer.
What do they need more houses because there's too many people.
I don't think it's houses. It's said in the post, but somebody was trying to get like people to rally together to save those businesses over there because it's all like cute. They're super cute little shops.
Yeah,
they're all individual. I mean, Quilter's Cottage. It looks like a little cottage, but all that strip of things there are like these older, really cute buildings that has a lot of character over there. But
yeah, well, just in this, I hate seeing small businesses go out of business. Like, it's one thing if they want to, they're retiring, or if they just aren't very good at what they do. But it sucks when you've got developers that come in and force people out.
Yeah.
Having said that, if there's anyone out there that wants to spend $10 million on a patent, I'm willing to sell. I could retire on that. So, yeah, it sucks. Well, then we should try and go there before they close.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to spread rumors. I don't know if they're going to. Those shops might make a deal with the developer, but what it sounds like. They did, I guess, so a couple days ago, there's this big 100-year-old oak tree in the middle of that parking lot. Do you remember seeing that big...
At the Quilter's Cottage?
Yeah, where all those things are. So, apparently, the new developer hired a crew to come take that tree down, and I'm telling you, it is in the middle of that area. Big, huge tree. And so they were posting pictures. Apparently they didn't tell any of the businesses that they were going to do it, and it was during business hours.
Of course.
And the whole parking lot's covered with limbs of the tree, so none of those shops could open that day, and none of them had notice to. So there's like a yoga studio over there, different things, who all had clients that were supposed to be coming and scheduled to do classes, and there was nowhere for them to park or get in.
See, that sounds like they have a lawsuit. Like, look, I get it. I'm a lawyer, but I'm not litigious. But if you purposely cause something that prevents people from having clients and you don't give them a heads up or notice, like that's not reasonable.
Yeah. It's really sad. One, because you hate to see a big tree like that taken down anyway.
That was not a dead tree.
It wasn't a dead... I'm not what are they? An arborist or whatever. But, yeah. It looked healthy, but that doesn't... Like I said, I think they're trying to, from what it sounds, force them all out.
Yeah. Jane wants me to rename the recipe Matt's ex's grandma's, whose name had to be Nani, gravy recipe. It's very possible, Jane, they don't make sauce in Italy. The ex's grandma, she didn't speak English, so like our relationship, or my relationship with the grandma, was basically pointing and, uttering things at each other. But I never understood a word she said, because I didn't speak Italian. What was her name? I don't remember. I'm trying to remember what they call. Everyone called her Mama, but they also had another nickname for her, and I don't remember what it was.
More talk about it. Amy's like, that's not legal.
Yeah.
No, it was awful. I felt so bad for them when they were talking about it, but I really hope that shop doesn't close, because if it seems to be So's gone, and then Quilter's Cottage, then we'll have to go over to another one with the mean people.
Yeah, that's right, Heather. This tree was legit. It was an oak tree, and you could tell by how large it was. It had to at least have been 100 years old. There was nothing wrong with it. It was just, and they basically built a parking lot sort of around it. Now, I could see from a developer's perspective, they'd want to take it out because they'd get more parking, but it was just sort of, what are we doing
Well,
here?
it's not a real parking lot, really.
No, it's just a gravel.
Yeah. It's a real, I think I have photos up of that shop I'll have to post them, but that shop is so cute, and I hope they don't rip them all those buildings down over there.
No, because it's part of the character of that little neighborhood. Just because the buildings are... So it's called the Quilter's Cottage, and it's legitimately in a tiny cottage. And all the businesses there are in cottages, and they're really cute.
It's just like a strip of them, and it's almost like if you go to a lake, those camping lakes where all the bait shops and all that are along there. It's really cute.
Yeah. It is. I'd say it reminds me of the bait shop, sort of, in Grumpy Old Man.
That's what I was thinking of, too. And all their little ice shacks out there.
Yeah, the little shanties. Yeah. That's one of my... I don't have any real regrets, but when we lived in Michigan, I never went ice fishing. And we lived on a lake. We lived on Lake St. Clair, which is, I think, the largest...
ice fish on that lake, though.
Yeah, they did.
I don't remember seeing anybody out there ice
Yeah, they duck hunted on that lake. Remember that one time we were driving down Lakeshore and we saw people out there in a duck blind shooting into
No,
the
I
lake?
think we had a different experience in Michigan.
Well, I remember seeing... Because I called the police and I was like, hey, guys, I don't know if this is legal, but there's literally guys 15 yards off the shore shooting into the water. Because, to me... We lived in that town, and I had never seen anyone duck hunting.
That's really bad if you're calling about people shooting stuff.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to make sure. The cops were like, yeah, they're totally fine to do that. They said they're dumb because there's not really any ducks out there, but they're allowed to do it. So, it's just, in that town that we lived in, which was Grosse Pointe Farms, it's a serene, idyllic town, also a small town. And it's beautiful there. And one of the best parts is you live on the lake, so you get this beautiful view of
until
this open water. Yeah, you can see Canada because we're right across. Canada was a mile and a half away. We could just swim over there if you wanted to.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't swim in that water.
Farther than you would think. Yeah. No, you can see it. I'm saying to swim, you would drown.
No, I had to swim water not in the Marines. But.
I don't know. I don't think you could do it now.
No, probably not now. Although the Marines did teach me how to like turn your pants into a life vest, so I could probably at least float for a while.
That's really weird.
But
why would you swim in your pants?
Well, so like the scenario is your chopper gets shot down, you're in the middle of the water, and you're tired, so you take your pants off and you turn them into a life vest.
Didn't that guy do that on that fell off that cruise ship? Didn't he do that?
Maybe he was a Marine. If he was, he did.
I'll have to look that story up again.
Anyway, so it's just one of the best parts about that town is you have this beautiful view of the lake, and then one day I just see dudes out there shooting stuff, and I'm like, this doesn't seem like it's safe, but apparently it was.
All that was for that story?
Yes. There's no happy ending. There's no life lesson. It just popped into my head. I say what comes into my head. So usually gets me in trouble, but I think that was a fine one. So next week I will probably be sewing this block together to make it look like this green and white tree block here, which
Hopefully.
I look forward to. Well, hopefully, why wouldn't I be able to?
We'll see.
What?
If my directions are right.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, see, Chris had to turn pants into a life vest for lifeguard training. There you go.
That just, I don't how do you get air in them? And how does the air stay in them? I guess if they're wet, it gets held in easier because it's kind of like a layer. What if it dries?
In the water? In the middle of nowhere?
Well, they're not going to be all the way under the water, right? They're going to be floating.
Yeah, but it's like if you put a shirt in water and you just put the base in, the water seeps up. So it always stays wet.
I feel like this wouldn't work.
Hey, you know what? I never had to experience it because the only time I ever had a problem with the chopper, I just jumped out and I was fine. But
I want to watch that swim training movie now.
It's too long. We're not going to stay up for that.
Yeah, we're going to watch it.
You're going to fall asleep in the first 30 minutes.
I really like that movie, though. What's it called?
I don't know. It's about the Coast Guard with Kevin Costner and Mila Kunis' husband.
That's how you're going to name
Ashton
it?
Kutcher. I just couldn't remember his name.
What is that movie called?
I don't know.
I don't know. We're going to watch that, though.
Yeah. Chris Clark says it's witchcraft, although I don't think
Witchcraft.
referring to the movie.
I think he's referring to the life vest situation.
Yeah, I think so. Pajamas. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I don't know. All my pajamas are either like cotton or flannel. I don't think that would work.
So there's only a specific
denim.
type would work?
Denim, khakis. Like your shirt wouldn't work. You couldn't turn pants that are... No, that wouldn't work. You need something that... Oh, our daughter just showed up. Lorelai, it's hello with a capital H, comma, parents, period. What is this garbage grammar you have? She's doing that just to annoy me.
So whenever our kids text him, he corrects all everything.
Yeah, if I get a text message from my children that is not grammatically correct, I will send it back to them with the proper grammar. You're literally below us. Like, why are you just not coming up here and saying hi instead of texting us? Or YouTubing, messaging us. I don't know what it's called.
She said she was going to come up and say hi earlier, but she didn't.
Thank you, Carolyn. It just got time. I loved the beard. Don't get me wrong. And actually, it's funny. I didn't tell you this. So I went to get my haircut today, and
did they tell you did a bad job with it?
No, he actually said I did a good job. But he was talking about they do beard cuts, and I was like, oh, I should have come here last week. And he's like, why? And I was like, oh, I had a big ass beard. So I showed him a picture of it, and he looked at me with his jaw on the floor, and he's like, you need to grow that back because I could have a lot of fun with that. Because he was like telling me what he would do with it.
No, do you know how long it took me to get him to finally cut that beard for me? Nobody needs to be telling him to call to grow it back.
It take 3 years, so it'll get back, and then we'll see what he does with it. He may make it like beautiful. So
she must have left already.
Oh, did she?
I don't know.
I guess she just stopped by to say hello. That's fine. No, so I love the beard, but it's just, there's so many things, like, if I'm out in the shop and I'm sweating, like, it sweats, it gets food stuck in it.
Food that is in his beard. And he's like, we'll get back from somewhere. He's like, why didn't you tell me there's food in my beard? I'm like, because I'm tired of telling you that.
Well, thank you, Alexandra. I look much younger. See, I like looking older because I feel like the older you look, the more people give you deference, and you get away with more stuff, right?
Because you need to get away with stuff.
No, but it just gives you certain freedom, right?
I pick on him, though, because now that he's had it trimmed, when we were, like, at soccer and stuff, people, like, all these people were asking him, like, is this field whatever? Do you know where field whatever was? Before, when he had the beard, no, people didn't ask him. I'm like, see, you're much more approachable now. So then he's like, well, I need to grow it back then.
Yeah, I don't like random people asking me questions. But also, so, like, there's... my daughter's 15, but she is very good at soccer, so she plays on a team with a bunch of 16 and 17-year-olds. She's the youngest person on the team. And so a lot of the girls will drive themselves because they already have licenses and cars. Some of the girls will come with their parents, but the parents will wait in the car just because they're learning to drive or, they don't have their own car. But there's like a group of 3 or 4 parents, me included, that will actually go out and watch the girls practice because we like watching our daughters play soccer. And I'm always in that group, and it's always the same 3 or 4 guys. So the day after I shaved, which I think was a Monday, and they have a practice on Tuesday, I go to the Tuesday practice, and one of the fathers got there early, and he'd set up his chair, and he was going back to his car to get his mug. And I walked by him, and I gave him the little head nod, and he sort of looked at me weird and just sort of like grumbled something as he walked by, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. And I sit down next to him. I put my chair next to him like I always do, and he comes back and he looks at me weird, and he's like, oh, which daughter is yours? And I'm like, dude, we've talked to each other 800 times. And I was like, Lorelai, and he's like, Lorelai? He's like, you look so different. And it was just, we had like a fun conversation about it. And he didn't know what it was at first. I'm like, oh yeah, it's because my beard used to be down to here. And he's like, yeah, you look so different. I'm like, yeah, we literally talked to each other 2 days ago, face to face, having a conversation about football. And now you don't know who I am.
That's hilarious. You didn't tell me about that. That's funny.
Oh, yeah. No, it was funny. It was Jaden's dad. So.
I'm out of drink, too. So I think that means we're about to wrap up.
Yeah.
So we can go watch that movie neither of us know the name of.
Yeah. I don't remember. So.
You're not going to be able to find it now because you don't know the name of it, right? I'm going to have to look it up.
Oh, so Lorelai says, thanks for hyping me. So she's been here the whole time.
So you're not coming up? Hurry up and come up here and say hi.
Everyone wants to say hi to you, Lorelai.
I look up this
come
movie.
Up here. Yeah, I don't remember what it is. Yeah, so Lorraine, that's why I liked my beard, because it had all my gray hair. I actually think gray hair looks great on dudes, so I'm all about it. I don't have as much gray hair. There you go. I don't have as much gray hair on the top of my hair, or top of my head, as I did in my beard. I still have some gray, I think, in here, but it was really cool to have like 12-inch strands of gray hair running through my face.
You can, whatever that means, hype her.
I don't know what that means either.
So she's been getting private lessons, and the coach said that he's one of her.
Reverse that.
Yeah, she's one. I'm tired. Okay, we need to go watch a movie.
Yeah, so our daughter has her regular coach for her club team, and then she has a private coach who played professional football or soccer for 15 years in Europe for a couple different teams, and he is really good. And she's been going to him. You're here. You can come say hi. Our daughter's being silly now. Come say hi.
Why?
They can hear you. They know you're there.
I know.
Come say hi.
No.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah.
Hi. So anyway, at her last her lesson with her private coach, he was saying that she's one of his favorite clients because she actually tries hard. Yeah, you're a tryhard. Because he said, which I don't get. If you're paying someone that much money to teach your child things about soccer that they need to know, why you would send your child there to not get all they can. But like, she'll come home and practice in the backyard everything they taught or everything they went over in the lesson. And he said a lot of his clients will just show up as if it's their first lesson and not have practice at all, which is beyond me. So,
Don't ask. Holding his son, he has to get his cat out of the bath.
People are saying hi to you, Lo.
Hi.
Just, I will drag you over here. I'm stronger than you.
You're not.
Yes, I am. Okay, well, we're going to get off. So you're going to come say hi before we leave, or
No,
no?
I'm going to bed.
Good
You're
night.
not going to bed.
I go to bed at like 9.
I don't. It's 8:14.
Oh. Well, I need to like take off my makeup and do my skincare, so by the time I'm done,
Okay, so why did you even, like, where did you go today? You played soccer. What are you doing wearing makeup?
it's just fun to put on.
Oh my goodness.
They like
I
your
was
name.
bored. Thank you. You named me.
We did name you. You're right. It was either that or Helga. So we went with Lorelai because it's the only German name
I
we
like
thought
the name
sounded good.
Helga.
We can change it legally.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
I'm more of a fan of Gertrude, though.
Gertrude. That's not a German name though.
Well, it sounds like one.
We named you Bertrude.
What's that from?
I've heard
That's from
some.
Violent Night.
It is from Violent Night.
Sorry, everyone. We're just having. Can you please just come say hi? Yes, she's coming, everyone. What? You can't make a liar out of me. I just hyped you up. What does that mean?
Like, you praised me, you hyped me up.
No, but what was the weird thing you were doing?
I'm
Just,
dabbing on you.
just come say hi.
You're still
You're not-
not
you're not-
That's the point.
Say hi. This is our daughter. Trying to show you her face. I guess she wants to keep it to herself. She came by to say hi, at least.
Now my dogs are on the
I can see it now because we're like, kind of got your face in there.
My dogs are in the light.
All right, well, I tried. No, her head's so big because her ego is so inflated. I don't know that I'd be able to put her in a headlock.
Don't be mean.
I can't
No,
have
she's a
any
good
more
girl.
drink.
Oh, okay. So we're both out of, and our daughter's apparently dabbing on us. I don't know what that means, but love you, Lo.
Love you too. Good
Sweet
night.
dreams. All right. Well, that was our daughter. We tried to get her to say hi.
All right, let's go to bed.
Yes. Well, yeah, exactly. So why do you want to put on a 3-hour movie when you're going to go to sleep?
Because it's comforting to listen to it while I sleep.
Okay, you're not even going to make it to your favorite part. Hi, Tracy. Sorry, we're about to get off. So it was nice to meet you, but we're both tired and we're both out of. Well, I'm out of tea. I don't know what you were drinking. Water?
Lemonade.
Oh, lemonade.
All right,
Thank you,
so
everyone.
hopefully next week will be more interesting because we're going to be sewing, or you're going to be sewing.
Yep, I'm going to be sewing this block back here on this quilt so that I can get that done. Except mine's in blue and white instead of green and white-ish.
These colors.
So we'll do that. We'll have some more questions. Maybe I'll throw another recipe up. Because what did I... Oh, maybe I'll do that cream sauce I've made recently.
Oh, yeah, that
So
was
it's
really good. Even Hunter liked it, so...
Yeah.
And he's really picky.
He's our son. Both of our children are incredibly picky when it comes to food, but that's a whole nother story. Sorry, Laura, but I guess you can catch it on the replay. I guess. Yeah, Luane. It is 8:17 here, so I guess it's 6:17 there. Our daughter wakes up early because she'll go for a run, and then she'll do her workout, and then she'll practice soccer, and then she'll do school. So she's early to bed, early to rise. And my wife just falls asleep at like 9 o'clock. No, but it doesn't matter if she's tired or not. She's just out at 9. So
I have a very particular schedule.
yeah. So why'd you sleep in today?
I don't know. That time change has messed me up.
So yeah, it's so weird. It's only an hour, but the night of the time change, I think we both fell asleep at like 8:30.
Yeah.
It's weird. Which is
Well, because it gets dark out at like 5 now.
yeah.
It
All
just
right.
throws you off.
Thank you, everyone. Again, this is like my favorite night of the week. It's just fun to chat and do all that.
Yeah, we just can't do this standing again because my feet are killing me.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. And we will have, like I said, more topics for next week. We'll be doing some sewing and piecing together this block. And I guess that's what we've got on tap. So thank you all. Have a wonderful evening and the rest of the week.